Food Ingredients First, reported from VitaFoods Europe 2026 in Barcelona, Spain. And we're here at the Cargill booth with Nathalie de Clercq, who is Director for R&D Application for Health and Nutrition, and Manuel Meggiolaro, who is Application Specialist General and Specialised Nutrition. Welcome to you both.
Welcome to our stand.
Thank you. So we're going to discuss GLP-1 today. Much of the conversation around GLP-1 has been centred on supplements and medical nutrition. But what concrete shifts do you expect in mainstream F&B formulations as this trend scales? And how should large F&B manufacturers be rethinking product design?
First of all, I don't think it's a real single shift, but it's more an acceleration of existing trends in food and beverage. So what we see is there's a clear shift to nutrient density, of course, portion flexibility, and more a nutritional balance profile of products. And if you do that, if you look at practice, what does that mean? We see 3 formulation shifts. The first one is, of course, we go higher in protein and fiber, so protein and fiber enrichment, driven by consumer needs and also closing nutritional gaps.
Yeah.
The second formulation thing is that we, let's say, still focus on removing the nutrients that are of concern. That's sugar, salt or sodium, and saturated fats, because that's still a concern of the consumers and also public health guidance. And the third shift is the one that is linked to smaller, more flexible, convenient portion sizes of products.
Yeah.
Of course, for manufacturers, so for our customers, I think the implication is quite clear what they need to do. Product design needs to don't look at single parts, but really look at an integrated way. Taste, texture, nutrition, and convenient format need to come together in one prototype.
Yeah. Okay, so as you say, your companion concepts for GLP-1 users, they offer high protein but also reduced sugar. So how do you balance the satiety-driven formulations with the sensory expectations that drive repeat purchase in mainstream F&B? Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah. First of all, GLP-1 therapies, what we see is that there's a move, or they're reshaping how people eat. The preferences of people are changing. So we are also running proprietary insight studies, consumer insight studies, to understand how these consumer behaviors are changing. For example, we try to understand that, and what we see is that people are have reduced appetite for sweeteners, and texture preferences might also change. So if you design a product, you need to combine nutritional dense products combined with a desired taste and texture. So that's quite important. So if you want to have a repeated purchase and you want to have a product that has a good nutritional profile, it's key that your product still has a good taste and texture.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people will not buy it a second time.
Okay, interesting. So Cargill is showcasing a 30% reduced sugar isotonic drink with optimized glucose-fructose ratio. So in practical terms, how scalable are these solutions across categories like soft drinks or dairy, where cost, labeling and taste constraints can be challenging?
Yes, indeed. So these solutions are technically scalable, but not universally transferable. Of course, like formulation metrics like a soft drink or a dairy beverage can be different. So here it comes also like Cargill expertise in being able to adapt and adjust the formulation according to the different metrics. Of course, when we talk also to sugar reduction, it doesn't come only with simply like the reduction of sugars or other ingredients, but it comes also with extra challenges because of course sugar bring a certain like organoleptic profile in terms of texture, mouthfeel, and also taste. So with our technology in sugar reduction, we can showcase our expertise and our broad portfolio, and thanks to this solution, we were able since 2012 to reduce 2.5 billion pounds of sugars. When it comes to cost and labeling, is also an important factor for customers. We see that more than 61% of people are actually checking to the labeled ingredients when they purchase. So, of course, this is also something that it has to take into consideration when we formulate something that is like sugar reduced.
Okay, it's interesting. So if we turn our attention to your hybrid plant dairy protein bar, which you say offers a middle ground approach
Yes.
to protein. So do you see hybrid proteins as a long-term solution for mainstream products, or as a transitional step as plant-based technologies continue to improve?
Yeah, we don't think it's actually like a short-term solution or something that we expect to stop. We actually see like something that it's about to stay as a solution in the market. We see that a hybrid solution can be a good middle ground for more conscious and flexitarian like consumers that are like really paying attention to the amount of protein, but not only the amount, but even like the source of protein that they are intaking in their diet. So for sure, like something that will stay. Plus the hybrid solution using like plant-based protein or like in this case dairy protein helps like overcome certain challenges or like differences that we find within like the sources in terms of cost, nutritional profile, and also like organoleptic experience for our customers. So definitely like something that will stay.
Okay, that makes sense. So many of the concepts you're presenting this year at Visafoods, like the GLP-1 companion systems and your performance snacks, they're compelling obviously at prototype level. But what do you see as the biggest barriers preventing these concepts from reaching mass market shelves at scale within the next, say, 2 to 3 years?
Yeah. First of all, Cargill is a B2B producer, so we don't really bring end products to the market. We bring them to our consumers that are done B2C. So we develop the prototypes with one idea to really bring our ingredients live in a food matrix. That's the main goal, to really showcase our ingredient portfolio. But when we develop these prototypes, we always keep in mind some important factors. And first of all, that's, for example, sensory performance. We try to understand what consumers need. We have an ingredient tracker, we have trend tracker, so that the prototypes that we developed are on trends and also on taste and texture. Another thing that we keep in mind is costs and affordability. We know that our customers are under on economic pressure. So cost in use and affordability is something that we really also keep in mind when we formulate. Another factor is scalability. We make the prototypes in our lab, typically on a pilot scale, but we believe that these processes are quite representative for a later industrial scale. And we also try to understand the processes of our customers, and that should also help us, or should help the customers to, if they want to upscale it, that it's really representative. And of course, ingredient performance is then also something that we need to take in mind. So that's another. And then of course, regulatory is something that we always also need to keep in mind when we formulate. So by combining these 4 things, when we develop prototypes, we believe that we lower the barrier for our customers to, if they want to bring it to the market, prototypes, it should be not that difficult.